I'm a 31-year-old woman, and I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend, who's 28, for 4 years now. We're taking a big step and moving in together in just 2 weeks, which I'm really excited about. This is a new experience for me, as I've been living alone since I was 24. I've been very lucky and had a privileged upbringing thanks to my parents who have given me everything I needed. However, my boyfriend has had a different experience growing up in a household with less financial security. My boyfriend has a steady full-time job managing a local coffee shop, where he's responsible for paying his own bills without ever asking me for financial help. Although he tried pursuing further education, it didn't work out for him. He's aware that his current job isn't a long-term career path. In contrast, I'm very driven and ambitious. I work as a manager at a hospital with a secure pension plan and all the trappings of stability to supplement my income. I also waitress on weekends and offer pet sitting and dog walking services to the doctors I work with. I'm an animal lover and a more affordable option than kennels. Thanks to my extra income streams, I was able to buy a piece of land outright last year. However, after nearly 5 years of juggling 2 jobs, I'm feeling a level of burnout I've never experienced before. I'm working 6 days a week, sometimes even 7, and it's taking a toll on me. With my boyfriend moving in and agreeing to split the bills, I've been thinking about quitting my part-time job to achieve a better work-life balance. Honestly, my mental health is suffering and I need to prioritize it. Last week, on my birthday, I broke down in tears at our family dinner celebration. I had to reschedule my own birthday party because I got called into work at the restaurant. I was really looking forward to seeing my friends, as I don't get to spend time with them often. I confided in my mom about the burnout I'm feeling and told her I'm ready to let go of my second job. I don't need the extra income anymore to cover my car, rent, and bills. And I've come to accept that owning a home in the near future isn't realistic for me, at least not on my own. My mom's response caught me off guard. She made some hurtful comments, like you'd better get used to a life of financial struggle if you want to stay with him. She even said some other things along those lines. Despite me never mentioning any concerns about our financial future together, considering I was already emotional, her words cut deep. I found her comments incredibly inappropriate and was tempted to walk out of the conversation altogether. Seeking validation from my parents has always been a struggle for me, and this recent incident has brought up old feelings. Fortunately, I've been taking steps to address my burnout through therapy, using my workplace's employee assistance program for the past month. As I work through my issues, therapy has shifted its focus to exploring how my upbringing has led me to put excessive pressure on myself to do it all. It's helping me understand the roots of my burnout and how to break free from these self-imposed expectations. My boyfriend is well aware of my parents' disapproving views, yet he remains by my side, offering unconditional love and support. This means the world to me, especially since my parents' love has always come with conditions. He's been my rock throughout this challenging time, providing the emotional support I desperately need. It's disheartening that my parents can't offer the same level of support, almost as if they're disappointed that I'm struggling to cope. I'm unsure how to navigate this complex situation with my parents and move forward in a positive way. Story 2. The other day, a 23-year-old female came across a post in this community about a daughter whose mom started making comments on her clothes, jewelry, and shoes once she began working. It really resonated with me, and I wanted to share my own similar experience. I've reached a point where I'm drained, both mentally and emotionally, because of my mom. Looking back, I remember how she would dictate what clothes I wore to school on non-uniform days when I was between 7 and 16 years old. She had complete control over my choices, and it was suffocating. As I grew up, my mom wouldn't allow me to pick my own clothes. Even when I tried to make a choice, she would shut it down. She'd call me names, like idiot, and say I looked stupid. Her words were constant, and they made me feel small and powerless. I was never allowed to wear the pretty clothes I wanted. In fact, when I bought clothes that were a bit shorter, my mom would threaten to cut me off financially, saying I was wasting my money on useless, skimpy clothes. But when I finally started earning my own money, I indulged in shopping, almost as if I was making up for lost time. I spent heavily on clothes, feeding my shopping addiction. But her control and criticism went far beyond just clothes. She'd question my life decisions too. Like when I wanted to move into university accommodation, she wouldn't let me. She'd yell and shout at me, trying to guilt trip me into staying with her. This was all happening before COVID. When I was already struggling with depression, her behavior felt like emotional bullying, making an already difficult time even harder. She also controlled the smallest aspects of my life. I wasn't allowed to stay out late at night or eat what I wanted. When I wanted to adopt a vegetarian diet, she wouldn't let me. We're constantly arguing. And sometimes she gives me the silent treatment for days over things I haven't even done. Her behavior is suffocating, making me feel trapped and powerless. When she comes home from work, she often unleashes her frustration on me, yelling over tiny things, like why the curtains aren't drawn, why the house smells, or why her bedroom door isn't closed even though we keep it open because my cats sleep in there. Sometimes, she even yells at me over text messages just because I keep my phone on silent mode, calling me deaf in the process. It's like I'm walking on eggshells, never knowing what will trigger her next outburst. Her constant criticism and yelling, even over small things like my phone being on silent mode, makes me feel like I'm constantly on edge. She calls me deaf just because I don't have my phone blasting notifications, which is just one example of how she stresses me out. To be honest, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to what I've been going through with her. But even just sharing this small part is exhausting. People often suggest I should just move out, but it's not that simple. Financial stability is a luxury not everyone has, especially in England, where recent graduates are struggling to find jobs. I'm also dealing with chronic health issues and waiting for treatment on the NHS. Even if I could move out, I worry that I'd just be trading one set of problems for another. I'm concerned that she'd try to manipulate and blackmail me into coming back, making it hard for me to truly escape the situation.